girl, Cleopatra.
And this is Greg.
And this is Convos with Cleo.
Hey, 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 hey.
Again today by my good friend, one of my best friends in the world, Gregory.
What's up, y'all? What's
up? Good to have you on here again.
Glad to be back.
So me and Gregory today are going to have a brief little conversation all surrounding self-sabotaging. So I figured the best way to start that conversation is to describe self-sabotaging. Now, normally to sabotage something is to like just ruin it without... It could be overt or not. It could be like people can tell you're trying to do it, or it could be under the radar. It could be like backdoor sabotaging. But I feel like self-sabotaging is when you sabotaging something that you either said you wanted, or something you like committed to, or something that you at one point did want to go through with, and now all of a sudden you're sabotaging it. So some examples. Personal issue. I'm, as you guys know, on a weight loss journey. And sometimes I self-sabotage my weight loss journey. Like, I'll have a great week. I'll get on the scale. The scale reflects that I've had a great week.
You look pretty good.
So, like, I have a great week. I've been meal prepping. I didn't eat out. I drank all my water. I've been going to the gym. All that's been going great. And the scale at the end of the week does validate how great my week was. If the weight is coming off, I'm feeling wonderful. Even though I have not made my goal. My goal is a lot more than the 2 pounds or whatever the scale said that week. Now I want something bad. Now I want a cheesesteak. I know I want to lose weight. That's why I think that falls under the self-sabotage category. I know for a fact I want to lose weight. I want to be smaller. I want to look better in bathing suits. All those things. But for some reason, I may take 4 steps forward, and I can't stop myself from taking those steps backwards. I know people say, oh, you need a cheat day to feel good. And I be having cheat weekends. And that's not doing anything but derailing everything I did that week. And why? If I really want to lose weight, why am I doing this? And I think that's why it falls under, because I'm sabotaging myself. It's not a job I don't like anyway, so I'm showing up late and mouthing off hoping they fire me. That's regular sabotage. I'm sabotaging myself. I'm shooting myself in the foot. Why do we do that?
It has a lot to do with a few things. I think one of them is dysfunction in terms of the relationships that you have currently in your life, whether it be from family or past relationships. Typically, the dysfunction that you see in your home that you're growing up.
This is as far as self-sabotaging relationships.
Correct.
Okay.
And what happens is you're so used to that dysfunction that you're looking for that dysfunction as a positive thing.
Or their only examples of love and relationship have been so warped and skewed for so long that they don't even know how to accept
very true.
What's normal and supposed to be common and really someone showing how much they love you.
Right.
It's hard to accept it.
Many people, in my opinion, they grow off of what they like or what they don't like, right? And when it comes to families and relationships, when you build those relationships, sometimes you have situations where you're in something that's really toxic, right? And for some, toxicity is normal, but for others, it's not.
But so if someone is used to being in toxic relationships, but they say they want to be with a regular person, and they get with a regular person, I guess that is still self-sabotage.
It is, because what happens is what they're looking at from that person, let's just say they're so used to self-sabotage. They're looking at this other person and they're like, wow, this person actually calls me on a regular basis, or this person actually cares enough to take me out and do things special for me. But you still don't have that feeling because you're so used to dysfunction. And what you don't realize is that the feeling that you get is from the dysfunction, and you're not trying to build from that. So what happens is you're trying to feel something that is really wrong to feel. But people do it all the time. I've felt victim to that myself. You know, so I think it's just one of those things that at the end of the day, you need to be honest with yourself, right? And you need to be honest with that individual, and you need to grow with that individual, not using those situations that you've grown up knowing or grown up feeling. But you should go with the feelings that you have for that individual and focus on that.
Don't fight it.
Exactly.
Or don't nitpick at it, because I've known people who, you know, oh, guys don't call, guys don't check in, they don't care, they don't worry about you, I don't get a how you doing text. Then they get a guy that do all that. Now the complaint is, oh, he thirsty, oh, he needy. And it's like, why are you self-sabotaging the new guy when he's giving you everything you complain that the old guy didn't give you? I think a lot of self-sabotage, whether it's relationships, weight, anything like that, comes or stems from some kind of fear.
Or insecurity.
Or insecurity. I think some of it is fear, because once you take away everything that you said was holding you back, it's fear that if I don't succeed this time, it was really me. With the weight, you know, I could tell myself, oh, it's because I had 2 kids. Oh, it's, you know, it's hard to meal prep. It's hard to get to the gym because I got their schedules, the husband schedules. But if everybody in my family band together and say, well, we're going to make it easy on you, we'll make sure, babe, all right, every Sunday we're going to meal prep together, and we join the gym where they watch kids, you can go anytime. Now the onus is on me.
Right.
So it's easier to sabotage it and say, oh, I didn't lose weight this week because I had that one cheat meal, I had that cheesesteak, than to say, no, now that the path has been made easier for me, let me step up to the plate. Because, you know, listen, who much is given, much is required. It's for that girl who always says niggas ain't shit. Once you meet a good guy, it's easier to sabotage it than to let him be great in your life and it don't work, but you have to face why.
A frog? Whoa, Mookie, that's a jump. The frog.
You went to a whole new video.
It's a shark.
A shark, yeah. Thank you,
Whoa,
baby.
reef shark.
Go ahead, go over there.
Baby shark.
Cause like, again, like it's easier to push him away than to let him come into life, because it makes you have to elevate.
Exactly.
It's easier
that's usually that's usually part of the issue, right? And that's what happens with some of self-sabotage. People realize that they have gone into a relationship that they feel that they're not worthy of or they're not deserving of, so they do things to sabotage it simply because they're not satisfied, because they feel like they are inadequate,
and they feel like if I let him too close, he's gonna see all these flaws and he's not gonna love me for me, let me push him away. When he could have very well loved you for a little bit, because you keep keeping people at arm's length, they don't get close enough to try to love you through that.
That's it. Very true.
So a lot of it's fear.
It's fear. It's very fear-based.
Why am I scared to lose weight though? Because I want to. So what is it?
Listen, it's tough, but you know what? Like, even whether it's weight, whether it's, you know, happiness, whatever it is that you're
fear
seeking.
Of happiness. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do fear happiness because they've been through so much pain that they're scared to try to find someone
because if that starts off happy and in their mind everything ends in disaster at this point, they don't even want to get their hopes up.
Exactly.
Woo.
And then you start running into red flags, and then it's like you start thinking about the individual that you're with and comparing them to the people in the past, and then it's like, well, these are the red flags that I've seen in the past, so once I start seeing these and I know that this is where I need to go, and it's like that doesn't apply to everyone. Everyone's
everyone in every
the
relationship.
same. Exactly. Every relationship is different, and you should treat every relationship different. You should learn what's great about that individual. You should learn the good and the bad about that individual. And you should understand that, hey, we're not going to be completely compatible. There's going to be some things that we're going to butt heads on, but you got to be able to compromise. And that's what relationships are about.
Have you ever self-sabotaged outside of weight or relationship?
I believe I have. Yeah, I mean, and that's because of, like you said, fear. For me, you know, I've had my heart broken a few times in my life. And
you live long enough, it'll happen.
Exactly. So because of that has triggered certain emotions out of me that, you know, I don't really give to a lot of people. You know, a lot of people don't understand that, you know, when I'm in a certain place, I'm just there and I don't need your energy. I don't need any of that. I just want to be by myself in that moment. But in many cases, when I realize that I'm actually dealing with someone that might actually be great, because I'm not mentally there, because I'm still dealing with the hurt from my past, I'm not giving the possibility of that relationship a real shot because I'm just not there mentally.
Gotcha.
And sometimes that's not fair to, you know, whoever you're with, right? And for me, like, I have dealt with that quite a bit because I've dealt with pain in my past. So I get it. I get it completely. Fear, insecurity in many cases. But, you know, it's something that you have to eventually overcome in order to be happy.
That was going to be my next thing. So for people who self-sabotage or are now realizing that that's what they're doing, because some people may not realize it. They might be so embedded in the self-sabotage that they really start to believe the roadblocks that they put up for themselves. So, you know, to go back to the relationship example, guys ain't nothing, guys ain't this, guys ain't that, or girls ain't nothing, girls ain't this, girls ain't that. And then you get with a great one and you start nitpicking. Oh, he don't cheat, but he chew with his mouth open. Oh, she don't want to hang out with my boys more than me, but you know, she whistle while she pee. Like, and you really start to think those are reasons you shouldn't be with someone.
Very
so you
true.
may not even realize that you're self-sabotaging.
Very true.
But so if you're finally at that realization that, okay, I'm screwing this up for me. How do you stop? How do you turn that off?
So I'm glad you made that point because there's a few things. It's at the end of the day, it's the story that you believe. It's the story that you tell yourself, and it's the real story, right? We never really know the real story. We always go off of our perspective, off of what we believe the relationship is showing or what we believe the situation is. So at the end of the day, it's usually the story that we're telling ourselves. And most of the time, the story that we tell ourselves is usually inaccurate to some degree, right? Maybe about, I'd say 70 to 80%.
Personally, I would take that because the days I don't make it to the gym, I told myself it would be hard to go today. Today's not the day for it. The kids need me. I need to take them to the park. They haven't been outside all day. And I got mom guilt. I need to spend more time with my kid. 45 minutes in the gym is not equivalent to you not spending time with your kids, Cleo.
Exactly.
So it's me telling myself these things because maybe in the moment now I'm starting to think maybe some of it is laziness.
It could be.
Maybe in the moment, my honest feeling in the moment is I don't want to go to the gym. But because I know I have a goal, I can't say to myself, I'm being lazy. I have to make up. Look at that. Some of it is laziness.
A good friend of mine very recently said to me, she said, I don't want to have this. I don't want to go to the gym because I'm about to eat really bad today. And I'm like, what does that have to do with you going to the gym? Nothing, actually. It actually has nothing to do with you going to the gym. In fact, if you go to the gym and eat bad, it's actually better. Right. Because if you don't go to the gym and eat bad, that's still bad.
You burn nothing.
It's all bad.
At least you burnt something when you went to the gym.
At least you're helping yourself. At any point, going to the gym is a good thing. So never look at that as a negative. So it's all about perspective.
Sabotaging my damn self.
That's right.
You don't need enemies in the world if you're your own worst enemy.
That's right. That's right.
Ugh, I gotta come out of my mess. Y'all help me come out of my mess, and y'all come out of y'all mess too. Well, thank you, Gregory. Again, this was very enlightening.
Absolutely.
To myself. I hope it helped somebody out there out because it definitely helped me.
Yes. And thank you for the invite once again.
Absolutely. I'm going to have you on many more a time.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys again so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See y'all.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and meet me back here next time for another Convos with Cleo. Oh, no. Oh, this is what we can't do.
Oh, no.
Gavin, you gotta sit over there. Hey, go sit over there.
No.
Or that's fine too.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
All
bye-bye.
right. Yeah, bye-bye.